All right, welcome to That's Bull Butter Sports Talk. It's been a little bit of a time since our last football game at WVU. I've got a few topics to discuss today, but I wanted to nail the WVU part first. I took some time to really think about and listen to what was going on, talk to some of my sources and that kind of stuff, depending on and hear about what they were saying. I was letting the dust settle a little bit from all the other hype of everybody thinking they had a source and blah, 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 as everybody read. But my sources are telling me that Neil Brown's going to stay the coach for the rest of the year unless something debacle happens. And he's also going to be the coach next year. $16 million is a lot to pay for a buyout, and I think that with the recruiting class that Neil Brown has coming and the potential of his team being back as a full, except for a couple players, is also a good thing. I think he's going to have one more year to right the ship. The biggest thing that's going to happen is he's going to have to do some major changes, from what I understand, to his coaching staff. I think offensively, I think he's fine in that respect, but I think the defensive coaching staff's going to have to be overhauled. I actually think the offensive line coach needs to be overhauled a little bit. I don't think he's doing a tremendous job for having such a veteran crew back. I think they're just treading water there. I think they got a pretty good foundation of offensive linemen that are really talented, and I just don't think we have actually excelled in that area. So to keep Neil Brown's job, I think it's already understood that he's going to have to make some coaching changes. And I think the search has already started to look. He's already started to put some feelers out for that, and I think his coaching staff kind of knows that. It's going to hurt our recruiting at the end a little bit, because if coaches are being told that they may not be coming back, it may hurt the recruiting part. But also understand that Neil Brown is a really good character guy, so I'm sure that he's going to take care of his coaches, and they'll find a job, and he'll help them find a job somewhere else. But I was very disappointed in the Iowa State game. I just felt like our team was. I thought they were prepared, but I thought we were early. We didn't try to win the ball game. We tried to just not lose the ball game and not just be aggressive and have our lights on fire and say, hey, we got to win this ball game. Let's do whatever we can. You're a three-win team. Why can't we just turn it loose and just fling it and just play? We were down 2 running backs. We only had 1 running back healthy that has seen any kind of significant playing time. So I don't understand why we just didn't put the ball in JT Daniels' hands and let him just win or lose with him. I think he's our best talent on offense. And I still have a concern that there's something wrong with his elbow. I think it's sore from throwing too much. And this is the first season he's actually going to finish, hopefully, the season. I also think that Garrett Green needs to be more a part of the offense. I think they're showing that he's a playmaker, maybe not a quarterback, but he could be utilized a lot of places at that slot receiver. And it also gives us a dynamic of some trick plays with him, and defense has got to prepare for that. But I just don't. My confidence in the team right now is not very high. I have confidence in our players. I support our players up and down the field. They're here, they're West Virginia, and you have to support the players and the coaches that are here, and I do that. I just wish someone would light a fire into this team. I think it needs a fire, and I think it needs to come from the players. I think it needs to come, and there's a lot left to play for, and I know we have 3 games left, but there is a lot left to play for, and for pride of West Virginia. I hope that they go out and really demonstrate that pride that the fans have. At least I have. I know there's a lot of bandwagon fans, not necessarily bandwagon fans, but some fans that are unrealistic with expectations. We knew this year was going to be a little bit difficult. Offensively, yes, we were going to be solid, but we had to know, fans had to know that the defense was going to be hurting. I mean, we just didn't have the depth at the cornerback. Our D-line was good, but I mean, even though our linebackers have did pretty well, we just don't have that rush end that's really putting pressure, and linebackers are stepping up in the hole and really meeting that running back with authority. We have more sideline to sideline running back or linebackers than we do the hard nose. I think Copa has done an amazing job. I think Cox is going to be a great one too, but I just feel like we need that person that's going to step up like a Grant Wiley. I loved him to death when he played. As for the BCS rankings, I think they got it right this week. I think wins and losses on the field are going to determine who's going to be those Final Four. I think we're going to have some surprise. We still have Michigan, Ohio State left to play. TCU still got a long road to hoe. It's going to be funny to see when Georgia goes undefeated in their division, and Alabama is probably going to be the representative still in that division, and they meet in the championship game. What happens if Alabama beats Georgia? So there's a lot of exciting football left to play, and I'm really excited. As for the basketball, I had a chance to watch the Mountaineers play in basketball, and I was really excited to see. And when the pieces all come together, you got Trey and Stevenson out there on the same, and you got, it's going to, Matthews on the other side. We're going to have a really long team. Stevenson, I love his spunk and his spark and his attitude on the floor. I mean, yeah, he probably shouldn't have got the technical the other night, but I'll tell you one thing, he is the fire that's going to ignite this team all year long. I think he is a spark. I think he's not going to put up with any crap from our team not playing hard. And I think once the dominoes fall and we get the starting lineup that we should have in the ball game and playing consistently, I think we're going to be pretty decent. We're going to be better than we were last year. Let's just say it that. We have a really tough out of conference schedule this year, probably the toughest, I think Huggins said, the toughest that we've ever had. And I look forward to seeing the challenge, because our team's either going to have to grow up quick or something. Around the post, Waggy or whatever, he did a great job. Bell's going to have to step up, and he's too big not to be a force inside. He got pushed around a little bit. I mean, for 280 pounds, we should have been able to get him the ball a little bit more, and he should have been able to score around the rim. He got a little frustrated, but he's got to move his feet a little bit and really work to get it, not just lean on people. But I liked his physicality inside and his effort to go after the ball. He's just got to he's a work in progress, and we knew that. But I think, man, I tell you, we've got some depth this year, and I thought for offensively we were going to struggle, but I think Trey and Stevenson's going to help with that a tremendous amount when they both get on the floor at the same time. I love the way we share the ball, and I still think we dribble the ball too dang much. But movement is the key, both offensively and defensively. I don't really like that flex cut power stuff inside. I think it creates too much. Today's basketball, it creates too many bodies inside, and opening up the floor and spreading the floor and letting the post player go where they can't get in help side so much. And if they do get in the help side, we kick it for the three. I think we got the potential to do that this year. But that's here nor there. Let's see what the team does against Pitt this Friday. And one thing I'll tell you is that's bull butter how we played this weekend.